Welcome back, everyone, to Kirby's Forgotten Land. Today we're going to take on some more treasure roads.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one this time as we get through all those.
Now that we got that Fleur Tornado, we can actually go and get that one treasure road later.
Yeah, as you unlock the upgrades, you can unlock the treasure roads for them. But we've got Hammer first, and it's like Sword, another combat sort of treasure road. There are a few things to discuss with some of these treasure roads. We discussed how they might sometimes teach you aspects of the ability you might not know, and extra moves. Although a move list would still be nice. But yeah. Otherwise, then we might discuss some other Kirby things and such while these treasure roads happen. So where should we start?
Mass attack? 'Cause I don't think we're gonna like.
How about we start with missions? When I say missions, that's the wrong word entirely. How about we start more with like the copyability challenges from Return to Dreamland? That was a feature of that game. We may have brought this up when discussing these treasure roads before, but they're sort of similar. I think the in Return to Dreamland, whenever you got your collectibles, the gears, the ship parts, you would unlock these copyability sort of challenge rooms that would give you a little obstacle course for some of the copy abilities, not all, in that game. And while it might have been something that went towards 100%, maybe, it's you didn't really unlock anything for it. It was just a nice little extra thing you could do. And yeah, a load of fun. I wish all the copy abilities had something like that, but only a few of them did.
From what I understand, the
remake Return to Dreamland Deluxe is adding a few new ones, like for the new copy abilities that we've seen in the trailers, like for sand.
Oh. Alright.
You still there?
Dan? Oh no. Internet troubles. No.
But yeah.
Are you still here? Is the stream
alright.
still there?
I'm still here. And hopefully we'll have more to discuss.
The stream just kind of died. Oh man.
There's no worries. I can commentate blind just as well. Where are we in the video?
We're doing one of the cutter missions. It's no,
Chakram cutter.
It's a regular one. You know, it's
interesting.
You toss out a blade and you hold it there and have it aligned with the buttons. And that's pretty much it.
Yes, that's interesting. So we actually had the Chakram cutter sort of treasure roads in the previous world, but we now have the regular one in the next world. So they might not always be in the same order.
Yeah, did the stream come back for you?
That's something to be aware
Did
of.
the stream come back for you? Okay. Cool.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and now it's gone. Oh wow, that was great. I wonder what that cutter mission was like.
Only one.
Probably going through
One
grates
can
and
dream.
hitting ropes and stuff.
So yeah.
We got bomb now.
Have you like
This one will test you on your aim and.
Have you ever played any of the Kirby spin-offs? Like Air Ride, Mass Attack, those ones? I don't know if there's any more.
Let me think. I may have played a little bit of Kirby's Dream Course through the Nintendo Switch online.
Oh yeah.
That's the golf one.
Ah yeah.
But no, I think I've mostly played. Like, I really like the Kirby games that I've played. I'm nowhere close to probably like the biggest Die fan though, because there are still a lot of Kirby games for me to play. Mostly sort of mainline ones, like platformers, like Kirby's. I've played Kirby's Adventure, the original, and the through various virtual consoles. I played Superstar Ultra. That was my first Kirby game, as I've discussed. There are games I thought I had that apparently I don't. Like, I thought I had Kirby's Dream Land 2 on my 3DS. Apparently I don't, and I misremembered that.
Oh,
but,
no.
well, I can... hopefully that'll be added to the new Game Boy service in soon, though.
Yeah, by the way, I checked the Game Boy Advance service on NSO. And I think it you really need the that expansion membership, because I tried going onto it and it just restricted me.
No, yeah, Game Boy Advanced is the expansion pass. Regular Game Boy and Game Boy Color is not.
That sucks. That really sucks.
Well, Nintendo 64's the parts the expansion pass too.
Like,
I guess it's their way of increasing value for both the regular and expanded service. I was lucky to get the expanded service through. Although I think it's actually a better deal over here in the UK than it is America.
Yeah, for $80.
I was also able to get it. Yeah, I think it's actually a fair price over here. Instead of the Europeans getting fucked for once.
Go ahead and pat yourself on the back.
It's the other way around. But also I had like a family plan, so it made it even cheaper than that.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of friends got together to do that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
the family. Wait, are you saying in UK the family plan is actually cheaper than the individual one?
No. What I'm saying is because there was 8 of us and it's a maximum of 8 people. We all split. So someone bought the family plan, and then we obviously all give a split of payments to that person. So it only costs us around £4 to £6 per each of us. We all spent money towards it. An individual membership would still be more expensive. But yeah. But even then, our individual and family memberships over here in this country, I think, are still a better. They might be roughly the same price, which is still a better deal than we sometimes get with like the bloody PS5 games. What was that? Anyway, but yeah, so it's yeah, I think we actually got a slightly better price. It's neither. I'm not here to discuss about whether it's fair. It's like I don't care. I've not played some of these old games because I wasn't born that far back. To me, I like them. I like to play them.
Same to me. Like, Game Boy Advance is the only one that I grew up with. I didn't grow up with the NES, SNES, Game Boy, etc. It's strictly been the Game Boy Advance, and I don't know. A little bit of me is kind of disappointed at that. The fact that it kind of gets locked off.
Well, hey, if you get the expansion pass, you get N64 and Sega Genesis rights as well.
Even though I did grow up with playing like some N64 games, but like I'm not as attached to the N64 as other people are. Like
They're probably some of the meatier games on these services though, besides like RPGs for the SNES and such.
But I mostly just played like either Rayman 2, The Great Escape, or Mario Kart 64. Oh, and Rocket. Rocket's like.
I'm excited for when Mario Party 3 comes out. I don't know why, but Mario Party 3 is a game I've had my eye on for many years.
I remember playing that as a kid.
And is the Mario Party I've most wanted to play.
Yeah, it's a great game.
But yeah, hopefully Kirby's Dream Land 2 comes to the service at some point. Because I'll get to play that. There's oh, by the way, this is a fun one. This Treasure Road, really quick. It's a instead of your traditional sort of obstacle course, like we had the Katamari Damacy Needle earlier, this one is instead using the rope cutting to test which directions to go in.
Yeah, and I think I was rushing this a little bit. Yep, made a mistake.
I'm trying to think. Didn't we have a sword? Yep, that was the wrong way. Didn't we have a sword Treasure Road already?
I don't know. I think.
Or was that? Maybe I'm thinking of Drill, and maybe I'm wrong. But this is a very unique way of getting sort of a sword sort of Treasure Road, making it a quiz instead, or quiz, but sort of a visual puzzle.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of fun, I think. One of the more unique ones. But to go back to the what I was saying, yeah, the games, I've not played many spin-offs. That's where we started.
Yeah,
Mostly mainline, so Kirby's Adventure. I have played Kirby's Dream Land 3, Superstar Ultra. All the modern ones at this point. So I've played Return to Dreamland, Triple Deluxe, Planet Robobot, and Star Allies, and this.
Yeah, I've played Adventure, Superstar, and now this. So
I also have Amazing Mirror. Played a bunch of that actually, because that was in preparation for like Star Allies coming out. I played a bunch of Kirby games. I actually bought, because apparently I didn't previously have Return to Dreamland, but I bought it on the Wii U Virtual Console in preparation for playing Star Allies. I did.
I'm actually thinking about getting Star Allies. It's a shorter game, but I think there's merit in playing it.
I think it's a bunch of fun. It's a very different, because I think it's Star Allies, which is one of my notes. So Star Allies was the first Kirby Switch game. I will say an absolute drawback is actually, before we get to that, we've got to our first upgraded ability. Sorry, Star Allies, you're on hold.
I mean.
For the first upgraded ability of the part, Fleur Tornado. The main difference is, I think it's bigger. That's almost it.
Yeah. This
is not one of the most exciting upgrades, unfortunately, but you'll notice it's also based off of the mini boss, Florina. Every you'll find throughout the game, every mini boss has sort of a copy ability upgrade based on them, which is a nice touch. We'll see this with Sword, I think, as well, with the Gigant Sword. But this one, the Floor Tornado, it's just a bigger sort of tornado radius. But there is a nice little feature where if you spin the control stick in place, your Kirby will do a little ballerina spin.
Oh, really?
Which I think actually does do a tiny bit of damage when you stop doing it. So that's fun.
I kind of just treat it as Tornado, but bigger. So.
Yeah, it is that. Besides that little Easter egg, yeah, it's not the wrong conclusion to come to. But yeah, now back to Star Allies. We might have a brief bit to talk about before the next ability. I think the first one on the Switch, I think it can get maybe a slightly bad rap with people saying it, the least impressive of the recent sort of Kirby games. But I still think it still has individual merit of its own. It's very different. I think if you go into it expecting it to be like the 3DS games, or for example, you will end up disappointed, because the main story is a bit sort of it feels, at the very least, it feels short and strange, but it is structured slightly differently than usual.
Yeah, I think the brunt of the
while it does look
I think the brunt of the content is mostly towards the side stuff. I recall.
I think its side modes I think is its best feature. The ability to play as all different kinds of Kirby characters is its best feature, I think, and an excellent reason to play it. Helper to hero mode. In a sense, it almost becomes like the game's main mode. If you go to the you're struggling with this one.
I am. It's a pipe.
But yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, if you want to play Star Allies, that's definitely a reason for it. Helper the hero to play as all of Kirby's friends. It's a ton of fun. All the friends have also like additional copy abilities hidden within their own movesets that didn't make it into the game. Like with Ripkine and Ku, you sort of get Tornado with Ku's sort of Parasol attack. Susie has like Jetpack hidden in there. Well, I say hidden, but mixed in there. Dark Meta Knight obviously has bits of Mirror mixed in. All copy abilities that didn't make it into Star Allies, but yeah, although I kind of wish they did. The one thing about with Star Allies is, well, there is actually a lot to talk about Star Allies. There is no one just thing. But because I was going to say that like it does look graphically nice in places, but it's also 30 FPS, whereas the game Kirby's Deluxe, Return to Dreamland Deluxe coming up is now 60 FPS, and also a looker. I saw you dropped there. I was just talking a bit about Star Allies.
Yeah, I picked up bits and bobs of it, but you were cutting out pretty hard.
Yeah, but yeah, it basically I know, sorry about that. I was spinning my wheels a bit anyway. But basically, and there'll be more time to discuss Star Allies because now it looks like we've moved on to more important things.
Yeah.
Did you move on to this from the pipe? The pipe roll?
Yeah, it was quite the pipe dream, or pipe nightmare.
We'll still have more. We'll still have some more roads to talk about as well, but
now it's time.
Let's put that all on hold for now. Sorry, everyone.
Yep. Cloraline.
We have the boss of World 3. Cloraline, Lethal Leopard.
By the way, the reason why I chose Ranger is for
and also
mission.
Raised eyebrows at the trailers.
Yeah.
Oh yes, copy ability.
You have to wait until she gets to the phase 2 in order to do it. But once she gets up to the rafters, you have to shoot her down, which is not really that easy.
Yeah.
Like you have to do it.
This is also a good showcase of Noble Rangers, more more like multi-fast attacks instead of big charged bullets.
Yeah, and because of that, I just kind of cost the no-hit run. So.
Yeah, this one was a little bit tricky for me at first to do without getting hit. But you've also moved on to the Gigant Sword.
Yep, because
so Cloraline likes attacking with fast telegraphed sort of dead claw swipes, but also throwing knives and jumping up high. And even here, where she goes into sort of tricks you up with the appearing and disappearing, but you got her with a giant sword.
Yes. Big knife.
That's our second animal-based main boss now. First we had the giant gorilla, Gorimando, and I think that was his name. And now we've got this Cloraline. What's going on here? Who are these animals?
No idea.
Well, I think at this point, they are the leaders of the Beast Pack. That's what all these animals, these floofy enemies we've been seeing are a part of as well. This group called the Beast Pack, and who are the Beast Pack? What are they doing? Maybe these figurines will tell us some more about it. I think from this, because I think from this world onwards, we'll start to see new figurines, the Volume 2s, and they'll start to include things like Gorimando and Cloraline in them, and we can get a little description about them.
I can't say that you are correct. The wave 2 of the figures starts well, it starts appearing in World 4. And all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I believe they're structured this way for the figures to prevent spoilers and such.
Yeah, I believe so too. Because Wave 3 kind of spoils a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there'll be more waves than just Wave
Ooh,
1.
Who is this?
But yeah, Chloraline's down, bunch of treasure roads are down, and ooh, a familiar face. Meta Knight has gone onto this Colosseum, this newly opened Colosseum here.
Mm-hmm. And I think, yeah.
A nice new addition into the Waddle Dee Town, yeah.
Oh yeah. There's plenty of stuff. Which, by the way, Colosseum wise, I think it's a good source of grinding rare stones if you are short. If you're short on the rare stones and you don't want to do the treasure roads, you can just grind out the rare stones over at the Colosseum. I think the Meta Knight one, the first one the first Colosseum you go through, that one gives you 3 rare stones, I believe. If not that, then 1. One of those.
Yeah, you can get rare stones as, I think, it might be a first time gift for completing the arena though. At least this one. There may be more to do with the arena in the future.
I think there is. I think there is, in fact, a grinding element with the rare stones, because I've done that before, and I've gotten rare stones through the Colosseum even after the first time.
Oh, even the Meta Knight one.
Yeah, that's where I started grinding it out, because the other ones are like really hard.
Ah, interesting. Okie doke. We're just upgrading a few more abilities here. We upgraded Toy Hammer, from which we could have done before, and we've also now got this pencil drill. The main difference with the pencil drill, as far as I can, far as I'm aware, is that when you pop out of the ground, you will also shoot a pencil projectile out.
Yep.
I believe that's the main difference. So a little bit of extra sort of utility and attack such for the drill there. Just a little upgrade, one.
I also
pop
just
out,
like
pop out a pencil.
I also just like I just really like the look of it. I mean, it's a pencil and a pencil sharpener. That's cute.
I think the stationary air attack was also you sort of fire a bit of the aerial the sort of drill stab attack in the air.
Huh.
We'll fire a bit of extra shavings as well for extra range.
I kind of always thought that.
Yeah, that's the main difference with the pencil drill.
Projectile was like the only one that.
Well, now is it what you'll is it what you'll? Oh my god, my mouth.
You hear me?
All the wrong words. Is it what you'll use for the Colosseum though? No. Instantly into needle.
I don't use the drill for Colosseum.
Interesting choice.
Like
plus a needle.
I really like needle. Okay, it's just, I really like it.
I do too. I really like it. You can actually to do extra damage. You can use needle to run into the stars like the mini bosses drop and fling the stars back at them for high damage. It's a good use of it.
That's the fun bit of this ability. And now I'm just switching over to sword.
But yeah, we're tackling the arena right now because there's a cool reward for it.
Yeah. Don't spoil it.
Let's speak about Gigant's Sword really quick though. Unlike a bunch of other upgrades, this one quite dramatically changes the way the sword plays. You've still got your drill stab, although your sword is now giant, but like I said, the sword is giant, it's big and it's heavy. Instead of the traditional sword combo, you now do a much heavier, slower sort of sword swing combo. You don't have a spin attack anymore when you charge your sword. Instead, you have you charge up a powerful, giant downward sword slam. And you also can't dodge while you have the Gigant Sword. Instead, you have a spiked shield, which can do a bit of damage on enemies and is also a much better defense. but you can walk while holding the shield out.
Is the Gigan's shield like similar to like Ice's shield, where it's invincible?
I don't know, but I know that I'm pretty sure the front of it can do a bit of damage since it's spiked, and also you can move while you're shielding. You can't move while you're doing the ice block, and I think you can also still dodge attacks with the ice. I think. The ice copy ability,
no,
whereas I
don't
remembering
think
that wrong.
ice allows you to dodge.
So I must have been remembering that wrong, yeah. So in that case, it is sort of similar to the shield in that way, in that neither of those abilities allow you to dodge. So that's something to be aware of. You can't do your special time-slowing dodge while you have ice or the Gigant shield or Gigant sword.
If it provides invincibility, then a dodge is kind of inconsequential.
You might be. Well, first of all, I think your guard can be broken in both, in at least the ice form, but also I think you can be hit from the back with the Gigant shield.
That I can believe.
From the Gigant sword,
because that's how the boss works.
But but again, you can still also move, so that's a nice bonus.
Yeah. little waddle.
But yeah, Gigant sword. It is a bigger, more powerful version of sword, but also a new moveset to try out. So yeah. In that sense, I think there could be some pros and cons to. Someone may in fact enjoy playing the regular sword more than the Gigant sword. So, unlike some of these upgrades, I think there may be good reason for you want to stick to one than go to the other.
Yeah.
Same with Noble Ranger and Regular Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a general rule, though. I think that they at least try to do more damage these upgrades.
Yeah. A lot of the upgrades are they either add some things like they add little unique things, or it's just like better stats and that's it.
I think we've got some time for me to go back to Star Allies for a bit now.
Please.
Make the most of it until because this arena has a nice finale. Finale to it. Also, the arena right now, instead of like after completing the game, hey ho, it's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah. So Star Allies, I think, it does look, I think, sort of nice, but it runs at 30 FPS, whereas the new game coming out, with Kirby, the remake with Return to Dreamland Deluxe, that's going to be 60 FPS and also looks really good from what I've seen. And also the level layouts can look a bit blocky, but Star Allies, yeah, I think if you the side mode is its best feature.
Didn't Return to
I think
Dreamland Deluxe
it's just a really
release,
still a fun game.
I thought it did.
It's a few days from now, or a week and such from now. That's to give you an idea of when we're recording this.
Yeah. By the way, I think in the first part, we did talk about Cutter and how its little melee attacks weren't in the game or something like that, or at least that's what I claimed.
No, I said they were.
Because I think I did it. I think I did that. Like, no, it was in the recent recording session of the World 4 boss. That's where I did it.
But no, yeah, I said Cutter did have a melee attack. It was one of the methods of getting more out of the attacks and the controls of this game. The proximity attack. If you're close to an enemy, yeah, you do your traditional sort of cutter attack, and it will also fire out a cutter.
Right.
I was about to say I'd never noticed that, but when Gory Mando, because he usually has a cage on his, on his sort of chain necklace, but it's actually an anchor. I only just noticed that. That's a fun detail.
Yeah.
Just one more little mini boss rush. The only other two mini bosses there are, and then we should be at the end of this arena.
I just completely decimated Mr. Frosty. Like, all of this goes by so fast. So yeah, we're at the final fight, and we're gonna tackle.
It's called the Meta Knight Cup or the Meta Cup. We saw Meta Knight fly in.
Yep.
I wonder who our opponent will be based on that silhouette and that prompt of grab the sword. Oh yes.
This is kind of goofy.
A good old
It's just
chin
kinda
wag
goofy.
with Meta Knight.
Kirby with a giant sword. This is kind of goofy.
It would make more sense if it was the
base sword.
the regular sword, yeah, but big sword versus Galaxia.
Yeah. I will say that I really like this Meta Knight fight. It's nowadays it's kind of easy for me, but I really do like this fight.
Yeah, just like Kirby, I think they do a nice job of translating the boss movesets into 3D as well.
Yeah, I think Meta Knight gets some new moves.
Like we may have seen a bit with Tropical Woods translating the Woody Woods into 3D.
I think Meta Knight gets like new moves and
always going to be new moves and cool stuff going on. Like this, with all the rocks falling from the sky.
It's there we go. I was trying to get this to work. So that
yeah. I never got this Easter egg when I played, but I saw it. It's a bunch of fun. If you can knock out Meta Knight's sword, you can pick it up for yourself.
Which by the way, there's also
and then he has to pull out his old sword from Kirby's Adventure.
Yeah. So it's a neat little detail.
It's a fun little Easter egg.
Wasn't there like a lore reason?
And it might give you, and picking up Meta Knight's sword probably gives you a good clue to one of the rewards of this particular arena cup.
Yeah. When you win the Meta Knight Cup, you get an upgrade for sword, which is just the Meta Knight ability.
Because with Meta Knight down and his mask all sliced up.
Yep.
We now have access.
So yeah, whenever you win the
Meta Knight
Cup,
sword
you get,
ability.
500 star coins, a rare stone, and for the first time you get
fun it is.
You get
It's nice also for the game to
upgrade.
sort of give you a little taste of it. Before or if you manage to knock it out of his hand during the fight, so it's a fun little foreshadowing for it. But yeah.
Oh man, I've been cutting out a lot, and I don't know. It's just gonna be good.
It's no worries. I don't know if you were saying anything during that, but yeah.
I was saying something. Like I was saying, like, oh yeah, we're.
I know you dropped out. It's alright.
Yeah,
but this also reveals that you can upgrade abilities past their they will pass their first upgrade, or at least most of them.
Yeah.
You can the third upgrade to sword, Meta Knight sword. Got a little taste of it during the Meta Knight fight when we picked it up.
Yep, and is the only upgrade.
Meta Knight sword is a lot like regular sword, actually. So this one is sort of similar to a more powerful regular sword, except the dash attack. When you do the slide input and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm.
It's the only upgrade that what?
It's the only upgrade that has the sword ability, has like the sword beams from that point.
Oh yeah, when you're at full health you also get the sword beam, so that's a nice bonus too. But if you do another thing is if you do the dash attack and then do the upward slice from it, the follow-up, instead of a ground slam like regular sword, you'll actually do a multi-slash in the air instead.
Yeah, well,
that's its main claim to
I can say
difference.
this, we will be seeing that a lot in the future.
Although it is also another difference from regular sword, so there may still be for some people reason to play regular sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice additional difference. And I think that's where we're at. That's the end of it today, is that right?
That's the end.
That's the end. So next time, more of these upgraded copy abilities. Our taste of the arena. Ooh, what comes next? We'll see you then.
Goodbye.